Welcome back to my Netherlands reaction channel. This is the second video we are on to now. Thank you very much. If you are watching this video because you've subscribed from the first one I did, that was the Geography Now video about Netherlands, and I got a lot of comments correcting some things in the video, which I 100% welcome as well, because I'm here learning, so it makes sense to... if you see something wrong in the video, correct it. They give a lot of information, so if there's I think there was a misspelling of a location or something in specific. Yeah, I got a lot of comments, so I'm still remembering those. But yeah, I always welcome that, which is fair enough. And also, yeah, I got over 100 subscribers from the time of recording this. So yeah, and that first video overall got some pretty good support. I got little comments here or there, like funny ones though. People are like, wait, this is a video about a video? That made me laugh. See, I might reach some people that don't necessarily watch this type of content, which is fair enough. You might just have, you be from the Netherlands and you got a lot of, you watch Netherlands videos, not necessarily people watching them, and you're like, wait, is this a video about a video? Yeah. But other than that, as I said, we got over 100 subscribers at this point from that first video, so that's generally, yeah, that's pretty decent for one video. So welcome. And if this is your first video as well, yeah, that's what I try and do with these videos. I like to add my own perspective. I don't want to just be sitting here watching the whole thing and yeah, like expressions. I do want to add my own thoughts and feedback. So yeah, it's slowly becoming more normal these days on YouTube, these reactions. And yeah, welcome. I am from Australia, so I see a lot of Americans and British people doing these. There might be, yeah, occasional someone from Australia, but yeah, not as many of us doing these reactions. I think it's common when people search for Americans reacting to your country. But yeah, as I said, it's coming a bit more normal on YouTube. Like when it comes to like TV and stuff, when you think about it, people use a lot of content from, yeah, other sources. And that's what I'm trying to do, and especially I'm just learning, and yeah, part of it will be some form of entertainment, I'm sure. But anyway, that's enough explaining on that. But yeah, just give a bit of feedback to a few things I got off the first video. But yeah, a lot of positivity, as I kind of suggested, with some people subscribing to the channel. So welcome to the journey we're going to have here. Let's go. So we're going to be learning about Johan Cruyff, which someone pointed out that, yeah, I seem to be interested in football and I know a decent amount. And I replied, I was like, yeah, I'm familiar, especially with modern football. I know these older legends, their names, but I don't know the in and outs of their careers. So yeah, any football Netherlands videos, especially, yeah, ones about, yeah, like legends. That's a good place to start, right? Yeah, I don't mind that.
If you look through the history books of players who have forever changed the game of football into what it is today, of course you'll hear names of all-time greats like Pelé and Maradona. However, there was one more player in Europe who came right in between their eras and pioneered a completely different style of football that forever changed the game. One of the most skillful and graceful players ever, the great Johan Cruyff. So let's go and see just exactly how he did it. Hey guys, what's up? It's Raymar, and today we're gonna look at how good was Johan Cruyff. But before we start, I just want to let you guys all know that my merch store is finally open. And
I was gonna say, this guy, he sounds American, and I like this merch right here. I like football, not soccer. And I'm from a place, it sounds different when people in Australia call it soccer. It's more like, it sounds like with a K, right? It's soccer with an H. And American is like soccer. It's such a different pronunciation, right? But two countries where football for another code is more popular in the country. So that's a different perspective. Yeah.
But before we start, I just want to let you guys all know that my merch store is finally open. I know it's wintertime, so I dropped some amazing hoodies, long sleeves, and tees that are guaranteed to keep you guys warm and comfy. My personal favorites are these two hoodies right here, the football not soccer hoodie and the beautiful game hoodie. I mean, come on, just look at how minimal yet clean some of these designs are. So if you've ever wanted to support the channel and let everyone know you love football, why not get some merch and look good while doing it? Most of the hoodies will be gone by the end of winter, so click the first link in the description to check my merch store out now.
I like the black clothes. Not the case right now, but more often than not, you'll probably see me wearing a black shirt or something. So, let's go. Shout out to Raymar.
Johan Cruyff was a rare generational talent. As a child, his skill was already noticeably different from everyone around him. So much so that when he was spotted playing in his local playground at the age of 10 with the neighborhood kids, an Ajax youth coach living in the area would notice Cruyff's abilities and immediately offer him a guaranteed spot in the club's youth program. No questions asked and no trial even needed, knowing with pure confidence that he had found something special. Imagine how insane that would sound to a club's president today. 7 years later, at the age of 17, Johan Cruyff would make his debut for the men's team at a time where Ajax was literally at the lowest point of its history, finishing at the lowest standing in the league table since the club itself was founded, just a year.
Yeah, see, the point of view I come from is being familiar with football, so I'm not completely clueless, so I know like who Ajax are, and obviously a pretty good team now, always near the top of the league, and developing some great young talents. Kind of learning that from football games as well. But yeah, so I'm not just someone coming in who's clueless about talking about the game.
For the men's team at a time where Ajax was literally at the lowest point of its history, finishing at the lowest standing in the league table since the club itself was founded, just a year later.
But see, that are what I didn't know. I didn't know how low they went. So yeah, it's like adjusting's not the right word. It's just adding onto things that I knew, onto my overall football knowledge. So about clubs that I will have known of. But yeah, just things that I didn't know.
The lowest standing in the league table since the club itself was founded. Just a year later, the 18-year-old Cruyff would prove that he indeed should have a spot in the starting lineup. And ever since Cruyff had solidified his spot in the starting 11, he absolutely dominated in every single match he played. And trust me, I can't even exaggerate this enough, as Cruyff literally made an immediate impact for his club, scoring a total of 25 goals in 23 appearances, a 1.09 goals per game ratio, leading his team from the worst season they've ever had just a year ago into becoming the 1965-1966 Eredivisie champions. All this from an 18-year-old player who just had his first season being in the starting lineup. And Cruyff didn't even play as a forward, but as an attacking midfielder, directly responsible for the flow of his team's offense. From this point on, Cruyff would be directly responsible for making Ajax the dominant club giants in the Netherlands for decades to come into what they are today.
Again, speaking on that type of thing, I come from, as we're speaking on attacking midfielder, that's like, say, in FIFA, or it's called FC now, right? But yeah, and you're playing like pro clubs, or you play clubs, or you're playing like a player career mode. You're an attacking midfielder, and you try and play like a striker, but try and do all the goal scoring yourself.
Ajax the dominant club giants in the Netherlands for decades to come into what they are today. People had immense expectations of Cruyff in his home country, and the next season he would go on to completely shatter them as he would go on to score 41 goals in 41 appearances, once again carrying his team to another league title and adding his first Dutch Cup trophy. At this point, Cruyff was expected to do this for his club every single year, and in the 1967-68 season, he would lead them to a third straight title with 34 goals in 40 appearances, finally earning his very first Dutch Footballer of the Year award, which had for some reason managed to escape him the past few years, but finally could not be denied from him any longer. The next season, while Ajax finished 3 points behind the league title champions, Cruyff would still produce an absolutely amazing 34 goals and 23 assists in 43 appearances.
That consistency is crazy, season over season. That's incredible.
Incredible .79 goals per game ratio, while also having .54 assists a game, winning his second consecutive Dutch Footballer of the Year award. Despite the lack of success that season, nobody had doubted Cruyff for a moment, as in the 1969-1970 season, he would once again help his club win a double with the Eredivisie title and another Dutch Cup trophy, producing absolutely mind-blowing numbers by scoring 33 goals and getting 34 assists in 46 appearances, a .72 .72 goals per game ratio and insane .74 assists per game ratio, being the only player to ever score at least 30 goals a game but still have more assists in a single season. Cruyff had been incredibly consistent, putting up amazing performances, but had yet to take his club to the very top of Europe. That would all change in the 1970-1971 season. That year, Cruyff had scored an incredible 6 goals in a single match to lead his club to the Dutch Cup, and finally cemented his team as the world's best by winning the European Cup, which, if you didn't know, was basically the old name of the Champions League.
That's huge.
He would score 27 goals and have 15 assists in 37 appearances along.
Again, I'm basing that of current day football for thinking of Ajax winning the Champions League. He was just, and see, back then it seems like these players, like if they were a superstar in their home country, well, like Pelé as well, just that they don't really move. It's a different style. There's more money in it now, and yeah, there's a whole lot of different factors. But yeah, just staying loyal to your home country and club.
League. He would score 27 goals and have 15 assists in 37 appearances along the way, a .73 goals per game ratio, helping him win his 3rd Dutch Footballer of the Year award and his very first Ballon d'Or. The 1971-1972 season would see even greater success, with Ajax winning the Eredivisie League title, with Cruyff leading the league in scoring, winning the Dutch Cup, and to top it off, Cruyff would score the only 2 goals in the final to win the European Cup once again, basically completing the highly coveted treble for Ajax. He would end the season with 33 goals and 10 assists in 45 games. And the next year, Cruyff, along with Ajax, would once again win the Eredivisie title and go back-to-back-to-back, three-peating the European Cup, something that had only been done by 3 clubs in history, the most recent being Real Madrid's Champions League three-peat from 2016 to 2018, winning a Ballon d'Or along the way, and win his 4th Dutch Footballer of the Year award. This was when football pundits and managers at the time had noticed a new style of football that Cruyff's playing style had enabled, which would eventually become known as total football. Cruyff was so skilled and diverse that he basically moved back and forth from midfield to up top, pressing on offense, which is most simply like how Messi has been playing for the last several years. This theory of football requires a player skilled enough to do that, and Cruyff was a pioneer in such tactic by his pure skill and ability alone. This total football had led Cruyff's Ajax squad to an incredible, perfect record of 46-0 for 2 seasons spanning from 1971 to 1973, which had never been seen again. In total, while playing for Ajax, Cruyff would score 273 goals in 375 appearances, an incredible .73 goals per game ratio as an attacking midfielder. Cruyff is also well known for his time in Barcelona when he transferred to the club in the 1973-1974 season for a role.
It had to happen eventually, right? It had to happen. But see, in this current day, it would have happened way sooner. It would have happened way sooner for a player, where they may have not necessarily succeeded and achieved that much for their home country or home club. Yeah, for sure.
In Barcelona when he transferred to the club in the 1973-1974 season for a world record transfer fee at the time. He immediately made an impact by scoring 24 goals and having 4 assists in 38 appearances, helping Barcelona beat their rivals Real Madrid and win their very first league title in over 14 years. In his 5 years at Barcelona, Cruyff only managed to win 1 La Liga title in 1974 and 1 Copa del Rey in 1978. He scored 85 goals and had 15 assists in 227 appearances, while delighting and putting on a show for countless fans with his skills in dribbling and scoring some amazing goals. Cruyff would also invent the iconic move known as the Cruyff turn, while playing for his national team of the Netherlands in no other than the 1974 World Cup. Cruyff would feint a pass before dragging the ball back and turning 180 degrees to surprise and get past his defender. And the World Cup is one heck of a place to pioneer a completely new football move. In fact, we still see this move being used to beat defenders till this very day. Cruyff was also incredible for his national team. In that very same World Cup, Cruyff would lead his team to the final, scoring 3 goals and having 3 assists along the way, but unfortunately would lose 2-1 against West Germany. Cruyff's efforts in 1974 earned him a consecutive Ballon d'Or award, the very first of a small list to ever win the award
Some
3
names,
times. Cruyff would end his career with 402 goals and 108 assists in 702 appearances, a .57 goals per game and .15 assists per game ratio throughout his 20-year club career, and an international career of 33 goals in 48 games, a .69 goals per game ratio for his country. However, Cruyff would leave an even longer-lasting legacy when he returned to football as a manager. He spent 3 years at Ajax from 1985 to 1988, being known as an innovator in attacking playstyle. Cruyff was also amazing at spotting talent, like when he scouted Marco van Basten and Dennis Bergkamp at very young ages and helped them develop their foundations. He would also return to Barcelona in 1988 as one of the most iconic managers in the history of the club. Cruyff would essentially lay the foundations for generations of future success at Barcelona. Within his 8 years in the club, Cruyff won 4 consecutive La Liga titles, 3 Spanish Super Cups, 1 Copa del Rey, 1 UEFA Super Cup, and 1 Champions League title. Cruyff also helped push Barcelona's La Masia Academy to further develop the club for long-term success, and brought in iconic Barcelona players like Pep Guardiola, Ronald Koeman, Michael Laudrup, and Romario.
See, that's where those clubs had familiar aspects about them. Like both Ajax and Barcelona, the youth academies is right up there, top tier, 5-star. So, yeah, it's fitting. For his style was a key aspect of both of those clubs,
leaving many apprentices to his method and mine as a footballing legend. Cruyff's coaching doctrine of total football and innovation of the 4-3-3 lineup would be one of the first uses of a defensive or holding midfielder and the modern attacking midfielder, which has even been used as a blueprint and building block of Pep Guardiola's eventual tiki-taka style of football, as well as
see,
many
that's
other...
what I mean. That's what I mean. We'll go back a bit on that. But like that's become more and more familiar in the current day, that 4-3-3 style of football, and it's cool to see it be originated here. So he's like such an icon of the game. With it's not more than just a player, but then going into his managerial career in multiple aspects, as I said, with the 2 clubs known for their youth development, and then on the pitch, tactically.
Of the 4-3-3 lineup would be one of the first uses of a defensive or holding midfielder and the modern attacking midfielder, which has even been used as a blueprint and building block of Pep Guardiola's eventual tiki-taka style of football, as well as many other positional theories we see in the game today. Cruyff was, in many ways, one of the innovators of the modern game of football, both as a player and a coach, being one of the most influential footballers in history. Cruyff passed away in March 24, 2016 at the age of 64, but best believe he will be forever remembered, as he has affected the game in unforgettable ways, and his name will continue to be spoken as long as the beautiful game is still being played. But that's all from me today, guys. This video was made possible by Alaric Aguilar, Owen Torres, King Kev, Annabelle Rose, Malcolm, and the rest of my patrons. If you guys want to support the channel, check my Patreon link in the description below. Any support is greatly appreciated. Anyways, make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe and turn those notifications on if you haven't already to see the best football documentaries on YouTube. Thank you guys for all the support, and I'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, talk about leaving your legacy, though. Yeah, that's something that this man really did do. Obviously, sad that he passed away. It's a sad truth that we'll all have to face one day. But talk about like leaving your legacy in your life. Like, yeah, he did that part. Especially, I'm sure he did that for his family as well. His close family and friends. But definitely in the footballing world. Making more. How many players are there? So many worldwide. Talk about leaving your impact in this world, in the football space. He's right up there. Wow. That's just you achieved a huge thing with your life. So he did a lot. He really had I don't like saying he had a meaningful life. That kind of downplays other people, but like I think you get what I'm trying to say. He he did something important with his time. And I suppose that I'm coming from a different place, not just like football here, just like thinking about your life in general and yeah, what you're trying to achieve while you're here. I think about that a lot recently, and I'm like, yeah, this man really did do that. He did that. So yeah, this video was good. Shout out to Raymar as well. Quality video, great documentaries, and obviously he talks about the people that support him, which always helps putting together this stuff. But yeah, oh wow, I really enjoyed this one, as I said, and maybe you could tell. That's why I like to put my input throughout the video, where you can kind of get the idea. Yeah, I know a bit about football, but it's like this is going on top of what I already know, adding to my knowledge without being an expert. As I said, because like I described, similar to America, it may not be the most popular code in the country, but yeah, so see, I pick it up as I got older. I started watching football in my teenage years, but it wasn't the first sport I got introduced. There's actually Australian football, which is a bit different if you want to look into it. But yeah, that's what I mean. It's like something you pick up through you're on your own, you know, not because it was a lot of you, as football in your main country in Europe, maybe in other countries too, or continents. The thing is, it's what you grow up watching. It's like as a kid when you're watching cartoons. It's like you just start watching it. Maybe your parents put it on for you. But yeah, picking up football as I had genuine interest in learning and just enjoying the sport. So yeah, these type of videos build on things I already knew. Or not. Yeah. No, that makes sense. Because it just like, I know you got to know about him. But it's like, I've suddenly learned a lot more that I didn't know. So, yeah, I take a lot out of these type of videos. So more football related videos about Netherlands I'd enjoy doing, but I don't want my channel to be centered on football stuff. That's for sure. But just to add a lot more content as we go. But I think football is a big part of the culture too. So yeah, I'll enjoy the videos. That's for sure, because it'll feel something that's familiar to me. But anyway, I did really enjoy it. As I said, just adding on to some things I knew, and yeah, learning a bit more about this very, very talented man. And as I said, someone who did leave such a big impact on the sport in his lifetime. He really did something good with his time here. So yeah, massively respect and love to this man and his family. So I'm going to leave it there. Catch you in another video.